and welcome back to Parking Lot Chats with Corn
and Bo.
So how was your weekend?
It was good. My weekend actually wasn't that bad. We didn't do a ton of shit. The boat, it was gorgeous weather.
Was it? It's hot. Oh, but I guess
yeah, but
at
that's
least
why
not
we
boring,
go to
right?
the water.
Right.
Like if it's hot as fuck, get in the water.
That makes sense.
But my weekend wasn't crazy, but I do have some stupid stories. Like on my way here, I got pulled over.
For driving like a crazy person?
No. For my fucking tint. But he says, oh, your windshield can't be tinted. Like, what the fuck? So he didn't give me a warning. But like when he didn't give me a ticket. But when you're like driving and a cop pulls out behind you and then you start thinking over like everything you just fucking did.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, did I just do something that broke the law? And so I'm like playing it over in my head and I'm like, okay, like, first of all, I saw him sitting off to the side of the road and I was like in traffic. So I definitely wasn't speeding because we were like coming up to a red light, whatever. And then all of a sudden I was at the red light and I stopped and I'm making a right-hand turn and I fucking stopped like on the line and then moved up a little bit. And I'm like, okay, like playing this over in my head because then he's behind me. Like now he's behind me. And I'm like, well, he wasn't there a minute ago. So what the fuck did I do? But like, do you remember? And I don't know if I like heard this somewhere or I'm like, I stopped on the line and then inched up. Like that's what I'm supposed to do, right?
You got a complete stop, right? Tiffany got pulled over for this when we were kids.
So is that why
Right. Because she got pulled over because she stopped at a stop sign. I'm pretty sure it was her. And she stopped at a stop sign, but she didn't do where the car moves. And that's what the cop told her.
Yes.
And she told us. And then because I've had it in my head since then,
so
too.
So that's something that like I've carried with me since
whenever you
got
right.
Over,
she got her license first.
I'm like,
and she got pulled over. And like it was a big deal for all of us. Because we were like, oh no, we can't do it. And you got to completely like feel the car rock is how you know. That's what the cop told her. So, that's what she told us.
Okay, so that scenario plays through my head every time I fucking, I come up to a red light and there's a cop around me or a stop sign or whatever. And so I'm like, I full stopped, whatever. So he pulls, then he runs behind me for a little bit and then I'm like, go on the speed limit. And when like a cop is following you and you think you're like trying not to swerve and it makes you fucking swerve.
Right. And now you're like
yeah. And then his fucking lights turn on and I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Like I wasn't nervous or anything. Like sometimes I've gotten nervous, but like I know that I didn't fucking do anything. And like I'm not doing anything. So what the fuck are you even pulling me over for? And he comes up and he's like, your window's tinted. And
I'm like, yeah, it's Florida.
Yeah. I'm like, it's hot as shit. Like, even with my window tinted, my freaking plastic cups still melt in my cup holders. I don't know. He gave me a warning, and then he did tell me, which I don't know. I was like, so what is the law? You like play it down. I'm like, what is the law? Because like, so that I can yell at my husband for what the fuck he did to my windshield. And he was like, oh, you can only have the visor thing. So I guess I need to get that put on, like heat my tint, but then get that put on to like make it.
Because then it looks different, so they don't notice,
yeah.
Right?
But he did say that you can go to which I didn't know, that you can go to an eye doctor or a dermatologist and like they'll write you a prescription for tint.
Honestly, I should probably.
I don't know if that's just a Florida thing or like an everywhere thing, but yeah, I'm like, well, whatever. I need to know. Are you an ophthalmologist? Are you listening? Are you a dermatologist or an ophthalmologist that can see me to get myself a prescription for tint? That's wild. And then you turn it into the DMV and then when they run your tag or whatever. But I don't know. Sometimes I think that like pulling someone over for tint is like a segue.
Right. He's trying to see what else you're
doing.
Like,
he's like, bored as fuck. No one's been speeding because he's in a terrible spot. Go pick a better spot for speeders. Leave me alone with my tint.
So this morning, there were some cops that were checking radar, but like in the school zone, that's the school by my house. And like, I was thinking the same thing. Like, who are you even gonna get? Like, I mean, yeah, don't speed in school zones. Good, like, let's get them. But like, the traffic's so heavy. How are y'all getting people?
I know.
But they got people. They were pulling. And I don't know. There wasn't even enough space to get there's not enough free space on the road to get up to 20 miles an hour. How are y'all doing this?
Right.
Are you just putting your pedal to the metal in a fucking school zone? Like, what you've got 20 feet. I don't get it.
School zone speedos piss me off, but I will say that I have caught myself and I hate school zone speedos. Like I'm like crazy about like I'll go under 20. I'm an asshole that's going like 18 because I just want to make sure that I don't go over 20.
It's a school zone.
But when there's a school zone, there's like 2 schools in our fucking county that have it too, that I can think of. When there's a school zone with a fucking traffic light in the middle of the school zone, Whenever it turns green, whenever you're stopped and it turns green, I forget I'm in a fucking school zone.
You know what? That's what. So like, it's very, very congested, but there is that stoplight
That's
there. So
probably
I don't
what
know if
gets
that's where
them.
they were coming from.
That's what gets. If I ever
You know
got
what?
pulled
That makes
over in
sense.
a school zone, it's gonna be because I fucking started going from a green light or red light, and I forgot that I was in a school zone.
Because I honestly was very curious of how they even got to over 20 miles an hour to get pulled over. But you're right, there is a stoplight over there. It's so congested. I still feel like
Right.
they didn't have enough chance. I don't know what they were doing. But you're right, there's a stop sign.
Yeah, that's probably what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. What did you do this weekend? Ooh, yeah, sorry. I'm gonna stop at my question. What did you do this weekend?
I went to I wrote a novella for Kindle Velas.
Ooh.
But I also went to Disney World on Friday.
Yeah, but can you tell us about your plot of your book? What is?
Yeah, so it's like when you're like writing it, it's like I'm gonna post this everywhere. I'm gonna tell everybody, and then it's done. It's like, do I really want other people to
Do you
read the
want to?
things
I
that come
know
out
that's so
out of my
scary.
mind? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that.
So it's called Murder Park, because it is in the novella. So like, and so I did this for a contest. And so it had to be like plot twists and stuff. And
Yeah.
so basically, the premise is a woman. Her brother was murdered when she was a teenager in a theme park, and and it's now been since abandoned, and she is going back 20 years later to try to like get closure and deal with her life. But she's not the only person there.
Oh shit.
So, and then I can't tell you more than that.
No,
because,
yeah, I like it.
I was like even trying to like write a description, and then like I don't want to like give away my plot twists.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then like I had to like change a couple of things because like sometimes like you make things out in your head, and then so like I take this writing class, and like the guy says that like he prefers like fantasy and stuff because you don't have to worry about like laws of nature and real life. You know what I mean? So like I said it in Florida, and then I had some things going on that I later realized are like not things that are as possible in Florida, and then I was like, well, now I gotta figure out how to or make it work.
Or make it, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like that's fun. But yeah, so I spent a lot of time yesterday in Barnes and Noble by myself writing. Because you can loiter in Barnes and Noble. But then I still felt bad about it. Okay, so didn't Barnes and Noble used to have like really comfy chairs? And you could sit and hang out. So I was walking around, and like the only chairs that I could find were like these wooden chairs and like some benches.
Like,
and
like barista chairs, you know, like the areas by like Starbucks, or no?
No, like around by the books, but they were like wooden chairs with like arms. But I felt like they used to be like cushioned.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Right? And then I saw like a woman like.
Is that one of those Mandela effects to be like, we never had cushioned chairs?
Maybe. I was thinking probably like people ruined them, so they traded them out.
Right.
But it could have been. But I saw there was like multiple people, but especially this one woman was like in the corner of the store on the floor with like her laptop and her bat and like her stuff all around her. So I mean, I guess you can still hang out. You just gotta make it work. But I went into the cafe because then I was like, well, at least there's chairs here. So I got like a fucking coffee and a grilled cheese, and then I felt like, okay, well, I bought something so I can use your table.
Right.
So then I just sat there for a couple hours. But on Friday I went to Magic Kingdom for the party. Like I said, it was a good idea.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
So it was a good idea. So you get kicked out at 6:00 for the party to start. Party people can start coming in at 4. So it was a Friday, and the party was sold out. So like, it wasn't dead,
right?
But it wasn't crazy. We got up there probably around noon. And then Peter Pan, I had said before that Peter Pan's flight was under refurbishment, and I thought that it still was, but apparently it opened up on Friday when we got there. So we went in, we walked in, I've never done this before. They have like these old cars and stuff like at the front, and I always thought that they were for like special people. But then I saw some other Disney influencers that were like, oh, you take the streetcars down Main Street. So we walk in, and there's this double-decker trolley pulling up, and it stopped, and I was like, can we get on? And he was like, yeah. And so we like were the first people on, and we got to go on the top.
Oh shit.
And like the trolley went down to the castle, so we got to like ride on like the top of this double-decker trolley, and it was like side seats except for the front. We were the first people on. So we got this like front bench seat like view like going at the castle. I posted a video.
Cool.
Yeah, it was real. I've never done it before.
I must have missed the video. I didn't see it.
I went live on TikTok, and then I just posted part of it, like a very tiny part of it, to YouTube like a little bit ago. Like literally like half an hour ago. But like that was...
How fun is that? You're like over everybody's head.
And at one point, so I stopped my
So how
TikTok
do you
live
know,
because
like,
I thought we were stopping, but he just was about to run some people over. So he like had to like stop and yell at them
so
to get out of the way.
anyone can get on the trolley, like when you see that? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
No, and like I've seen like the older cars, they're like old street cars, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And like I've seen them and I've seen people in them, but I think I just assumed that it was for like the tour
like the
guides
tour
and like the
people. Yeah.
yeah. And then I saw like other people doing it like online. And so when it pulled up, my cousin was like, "Can we get on?" And Ferris like lined up. And I was like, "You know what? Okay.
That's pretty
We'll get
cool.
on."
Yeah.
So we took that down to Main Street and then we walked into Fantasyland and we went right on the People Mover. And then we went into the Laugh Factory. So Ferris is kind of new to like, we've been doing theme parks since he was little, but like we've made our way up to Disney. And you know, we like the shows and things can be overwhelming.
Right.
So we went into the Laugh Factory and he wanted to. It wasn't on, I wasn't planning to. He saw it, he wanted to go. But like got very nervous once he got in there.
Aw.
And he was like, "I'm tired. I need to leave." And I was like, "No, we're sitting inside in the air conditioner. If you're tired, just rest." You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the doors are closed. I'm not getting up unless it's like an emergency.
Right.
Like we're in here now. So the whole premise is it's like from the Monsters Inc. movie. It's like now they make their electricity from laughter. So you have to fill up the canister with laughter.
Okay.
So the whole time they pick out people in the audience and they do their jokes and this and that, and this motherfucker is sitting here with this canned laugh. Like he thinks that if he like fills up the canister himself, he can
He
leave.
can get out.
And they like pick like a child in the audience, and she's like right in front of us, and they're like talking to her and having her answer, and he's right behind her like this. I'm like, dude, let her talk, let her talk. It was
Oh my
so
gosh.
fucking funny. It was so fucking funny. So we get out of there, and then we went to Winnie the Pooh, and then we went on Peter Pan. And then we did lunch. Okay, so there's a new macaroni and
Oh,
cheese
I saw
hand
now
pie.
that I saw because I thought it was like I was like, oh, that looks like a really good empanada. And then your next, I think it was like two pictures, right? It was it full, and then you put
It was,
maybe
yeah,
it was
like
a
a
video.
video. Yeah. But I put
Because
like
I saw like it full, and I was like, oh, that looks like a really good empanada. Where is she? And then the next thing, then I noticed it was open, and it was like macaroni and cheese, and you and Disney. I was like, damn it, that looks good.
yeah, and so we thought that it would be like empanada, but it wasn't like it was like very, very crispy and crunchy. Like very, very crisp. The macaroni, I wasn't sure. Sometimes when they try to do this like fun stuff, they fuck it up because they're mass
like weird,
producing.
right?
Right. You know what I mean? So like I honestly, so if you saw in the video, we also had like a flatbread pizza and like a couple of salads because I got us like a regular lunch too, and then we just split that, right? But it was actually really good, and they were like, "Man, we wish we got more," but I already bought all the other food. And then now he's on like this ride kick. So like, you don't have, we've got 6 hours.
Right.
So after that, we went over to Big Thunder, stopped a couple times, took a picture, Rapunzel's Tower and all that. We rode Big Thunder. It was his first time on Big Thunder. And, they had to stop to make sure he was tall enough. But you only have to be 40 inches. So he was good.
Yeah.
And then we took the train.
Look at him getting into rides.
I know.
And making you get on them too.
Right. I told him, I said, "Look, you want to do anything with a drop, that's you guys. You guys can discuss that." She was like, "Do you want to go on Space Mountain?" And he was like, "No." And I was like,
is he tall enough for that?
I think it's all 40 inches. I mean, you probably have to like hold on to him. You're going to fucking fly out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was holding on to him in fucking Big Thunder, honestly.
Yeah.
I was a little, it's just so fast around the curves. I was like, he's going to fucking fly right out.
Right.
And then we took the train, and then at this point it's getting late, so we took the train back to Fantasy, like the regular train around the park to Fantasyland, and then I told him, what was your favorite thing? Let's do one more thing.
Yeah.
Peter Pan. And my cousin said the same thing, and like it's got such a long line, and like, I mean...
Because it had just reopened too, right?
It always it's like a big ticket fucking ride, and like, I don't know, I guess to each their own, but I don't get it.
Right.
This is a fucking 100-year-old movie. You know what I mean? And it's like, you get in like the pirate ship and like it goes up, but it's a very old ride. And like, I just don't,
Did
like,
you guys do it?
Yeah, we went on it the second time. I mean, she didn't, but like, even she said that it was like her favorite. And it's like, you're 28. I mean, he's 5. Okay, fine.
Right.
There's a crocodile eating people. I'll give him. But like, what are you doing? I like the People Mover because you get to like watch everybody, people watching from the sky. That's my vibe. So yeah, so it was, I mean, we did a lot, honestly, for 6 hours, that was a good amount. And like it was getting really crazy when we left.
Right.
Like we walked out at 6 o'clock and like, it was fucking packed by then. And then after like 6 o'clock, like you can't really, like we came out of Peter Pan and my cousin was like over by the Tangled bathroom. but I couldn't get over there to get to her because I didn't have a wristband. So like, you're out. Go.
Oh, they make
go,
you go that
go.
way.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't. You can't walk around.
Yeah.
Which is fair. You know what I mean? I get it, but it was
They
packed.
gotta get people out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we took our, we took the monorail back. It was actually our first time on the monorail. We always take the ferry boat. I thought that he would like a train in the sky, but this was the first time that he wanted to ride it. But that was cool because it has AC, so I'm into it. So yeah, and then that was our night. Hit the Joffrey's in the parking lot on the way out. But it was for 6 hours. I felt like we got a lot done.
Yeah.
And then also like we don't like rush from ride to ride. Like we sit there and like talk.
Right.
And we went on Small World. I forgot. We went on Small World and got stuck at the fucking end because that's the ride you want to get stuck on.
Yeah.
It wasn't for long, but it was long enough that I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like when it gets stuck, they'd like turn the music off for you or something. But
and it was like bumper boats at the end, and I was like, this is the ride to be stuck on.
That's what they think. Those dolls are so creepy.
They
sorry.
Really are. They really are.
Someone refurbished, but that's like a staple. They'll probably never.
No, they can't. They can't.
But it is so creepy.
It really is. Honestly, even Pirates, like Ferris went on Pirates once, and like he thinks that they're scary.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever been on that one. It's been a long time since I've been to Disney.
Like some of the Pirates are just really, especially like compared to what kids see now. Like your cartoons today are like drawn better. You know what I mean? Where I feel like before, like our cartoons were like Ren and Stimpy was like creepy as shit. Right. You know what I mean? Like our drawing was creepy, so we were used to it. Like these new kids, like you look at like your normal ass cartoons, and then you go and you look at these fucking crazy ass 1960 animatronics, and they're a little bit scary.
Right.
So I get it.
Very true.
Okay, but I just have one fun macaroni and cheese related fact.
Oh, yeah.
When do you think the first macaroni and cheese recipe was recorded?
I mean, it had to have been a long time ago, right?
Right. This came up in our like homeschool thing the other day. Why? I don't know.
Are we talking
We're taking a random ass quiz.
when was spaghetti made? Or when was pasta created? I don't know. Early 1900s?
We're going to the 1400s for this one.
What?
Yeah. So some people on the internet now are claiming 17th century, which would have been what, like 1600s?
No.
But our homeschool thing said 15th century.
What?
And that was the first recorded like macaroni and cheese recipe. Obviously, like a little different than today.
That's
like
how
cheese
long
and
pasta and cheese have been around?
Well, just pasta. I think the pasta itself is older than that.
Really?
And then, I found this out recently. This is completely squirreling at this point. But noodles are Asian noodles. Pasta is Italian pasta products, macaroni, things like that. It's like spaghetti wouldn't be a noodle. Because a noodle would be...
Yeah, spaghetti's pasta. Noodle would be like ramen.
Right. I didn't know that. They're all fucking noodles. I thought oodles are noodles.
I feel like that makes sense to me, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That one surprised me.
Because you don't really... I guess people call spaghetti noodles. But
right.
like, I feel like...
You wouldn't call macaroni noodles?
Pasta.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Look at that. You win. You win pasta trivia.
No, I was way off on pasta trivia. I said the fucking 1900s. You're coming at me with fucking 1400s.
Well, we've changed the game.
Like, is this like BC? Before Christ, we had fucking pasta?
No, that would have been like...
I know.
4-8. BC. Why am I trying to say AD?
Which came first, Jesus or Mac?
Probably the Mac.
Yeah.
Well, you won the bonus question.
I did win the bonus. Well, that just made sense to me. I didn't really actually know Asian noodles is a thing. Well, I knew that, but I didn't know you wouldn't call pasta noodles noodles pasta. They have different origin meanings. I didn't know that origin, but it makes sense to me.
So now we're talking about pasta, and my brain's in a weird place. Did you ever see Danny Loves Pasta on Instagram?
No.
It is this man. I probably sent you something. He makes his own pasta, and he made raviolis of all of Taylor Swift's album covers.
That's wild.
I'm going to pull it up now.
That is some
He's really, really impressive. And then, some news channel picked it up and, did a segment on him, and they were like, and he doesn't have a girlfriend. It's because he's married to a man, obviously.
That is probably true, but also because he spends time with pasta. And his boyfriend's probably Italian. Husband. Speaking of Taylor and her albums, are we ever gonna get fucking Reputation? It has to come soon, right? Like, she's just laughing at everybody, right, at this point?
That's what everybody said, right?
It has to come soon. I don't understand, like, why it hasn't come yet.
I'm gonna show you and then I'll put it on the thing.
We're through the Tortured Poets department. Like, although I am still listening to it.
Me too.
The only albums that have that have gotten me away from the Tortured Poets department are Eminem's. I did listen to that one for a little while. That one didn't keep my attention for very long. But Post Malone's new one.
How crazy is he?
Wait, that is insane.
That's not even his best one.
That's the Tortured... Jesus, fairy godmother. That's the Tortured Poets department.
Yeah. Yeah, wait till he does it. Let me find his better ones.
Hold on, okay, just put that picture... Oh, it goes away. I want to show the picture to the camera.
Okay, yeah,
Can we zoom in like that?
I mean, we could screenshot it. Yeah, we'll just go like that. You see it?
I don't know. It's wild though. It's like this ravioli, and he cuts the shapes
I'm gonna send it to us.
Pasta, not the noodle.
Yeah.
And creates like an image of the Tortured Poets department. But I was saying, Post Malone's new freaking country album. Have you listened to it?
I haven't listened to it. No. There's a better picture of that one though. Kind of, I think. No, I haven't. Tell me about it. It's so
good. It's called F1 Trillion. And I'm confused because when I
What does that mean?
No, I know what that means.
I don't.
He's like,
what does that mean?
Well, I mean, he's making like... So I guess I know what it means because one of his songs mentions like him liking nice things, and he wants an F1 trillion instead of like an F-150. So he's just like...
He's just making shit up.
He's making shit up, yeah.
Like, that
he likes fancy things. But I was listening to one called F1 Trillion, The Long Bed. So I think that might be a longer version. You know how like they do that where they release it, like Taylor does it. She releases like the Tortured Poets department, and then she releases the Tortured Poets department, the manuscript that just have like added songs. So I was listening to the one called The Long Bed. So I don't actually know what songs are different, but he had a lot of freaking features. Like the very first song on the album is him and Tim McGraw.
Wow.
And it's a really good song. And then he's got one with Dolly Parton.
Wow.
He's got one with Hank Williams Jr.
Jeez.
He's got a bunch, like maybe two or three with Luke Combs. He's got one with Hardy. He's got like so many. Hardy is like a newer one. Yeah.
Okay.
There was Lainey Wilson he's got one with. A ton of features.
She's on like Miranda Lambert stuff, right?
Probably, yeah.
I feel like I know that name, but I don't know.
She would be group. Like, is
she part of Miranda Lambert's girl band?
I don't think
so. Because I feel like I know that name, but I can't place it. Miranda Lambert's got that girl band, and they just have like a bunch of songs about like smoking pot, and it's so fucking fun.
Yeah.
Pistol Annie's, that's what it's called.
I don't think Lena is part of that. I'm not sure that.
Maybe not. Maybe she's just on a Miranda Lambert thing. I don't know. I like Miranda Lambert.
She's like a decently newer country singer. She's been around for a little while, but not like Hank Williams Jr.
Yeah, right.
Dolly Parton, you know.
Right.
But yeah, it's really good. But then he has a bunch of songs that are just him too.
Sure. Where did you get Hank Jr.? Where did he even?
I know.
How is he even?
But it's so good, and
I believe it.
It has like that '90s country feel.
Like, how'd you get him to do anything?
Right. I know. He went to the Grand Ole Opry as his debut at the Grand Ole Opry or whatever, like the day before his album came out, and he had John Michael Montgomery. Like, when's the last time John Michael Montgomery has been doing anything?
That was what I was led to believe from my own brain and the internet and the things that I read, was country music's problem with Beyonce. So he did it right. Apparently in country music, you got to go to the Grand Ole Opry first.
It is a thing, yeah. Like,
and that was why they were mad and kind of felt like she was just kind of like
doing it to do it.
Right. Because you got, according to them, if you want to do it the right way, you got to go to the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah,
so he went.
He did, yeah, and
that's how you got Hank Jr.
He was so I read a thing that said he was like how nervous he was and how he didn't, or maybe he said it, like it was him talking like on the Opry stage about how he didn't know what to wear, so he went with like, what did he call it? I forget, but like a thrift store version of, so you know what I mean? Like he's in his plaid shirt and his cowboy hat and like he just, I don't know. It was cute though. And
He put his generic country outfit on.
Yeah, like, yeah. But I don't know, the whole album's really fucking good. Like, he has a voice for country.
So I feel like I believe you and agree. I have not listened to this, but like every time I've heard him do a country cover, it's been so fucking good.
Yeah.
And before I even listened to his music a couple of years ago, I saw an interview of him. I want to say it was with Jimmy Fallon. And this is when I found out who Post Malone was. And I said, you know what? I fucking like that guy. He did an interview with
Was
Jimmy
he at the
Fallon.
Olive Garden?
Yes!
That's what I think when I fell in love with. Like, fully, I was like, I've heard of him before that, but I was like, wow, this guy's
fucking cool.
Funny, yeah.
He was like, if I go platinum or it's my birthday, I'm going to the Olive Garden.
Yeah.
And then they sit down and he's like, Alfredo for the breadsticks. And I was like, this fucking guy.
Yeah.
This guy knows where it's at.
Learned his, like, well, whatever. If it's his personality or not, I really liked him in that interview.
Yeah, right, same. Right. But well, you gotta appreciate somebody that's like true to where they come from. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you went platinum and you went to the fucking Olive Garden.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. No, he's cool. He had his one song. It's the very last song in the album. It's called Yours. And it is as any parent, but it's definitely like it's a girl mom song. Like or a girl parent. You know, it's about him. His daughter's only 2, right? And he wrote this song about how he understands that later on he's going to have to give her away, but she was his first, like...
Oh, so country.
Yes, but it's so good.
I believe it.
You gotta listen to it. My sister texts me and she's like, that song Yours just ruined me. Like, she's got 2 little girls.
Yeah. And they're young. Yeah, that's cute. Now I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. But then I was like, well, I know he had a kid, but like, who the fuck does he have a kid with, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. So I Googled it, and honestly, there's one on Google. Obviously, I didn't go like much further into it, but there was one photo of him and his fiance in an airport, and she has a first name. I think it was Jamie. That's all it says. It says
good for her.
Post Malone and his fiance Jamie, and it's one photo.
Good for her. She's keeping her privacy.
Like, fucking, she's like, fuck you guys. You are not going to know a thing about me.
I like that. Yeah. I like her too.
Yeah. But I was like, I didn't know.
You won't recognize her in the Olive Garden.
No, but you will him. I don't think he ain't fucking hiding.
Look at that side room to themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
The family table by the bar.
The one long table, yeah.
Yeah. That's good stuff. I'm interested. I'll listen to it.
Yeah, you give it a chance.
I will. I definitely will. I like him. I like country.
Yeah, if he goes on tour, I want to go. Surely he'll do a tour for it, right? Like, it's gonna have to. Surely, I didn't look at like
probably 20
what kind of numbers it did
shows
or anything,
in Florida.
but,
I'm sure.
Yeah, I didn't look at what numbers it did, but surely it did well. It's good. It's a good album, and it's like everywhere right now.
And he's so popular, and he's even without listening to the songs from like the country covers I've heard, I 100% believe you that like his country album's fantastic.
Oh, and he has a featured with Jelly Roll, which
that's fun.
Yeah,
that's good.
But
I like Jelly Roll. I don't know that I know a lot of his music, but I like who he is as a person. I've seen like some of interviews, and I saw like when he went up to Congress about like the opioids and all that, and like when he went and was like fighting with
very
like about
open
fentanyl and stuff. Yeah,
about like his past.
I respect that.
Yeah, and so is his wife. Bunny is her name. I don't know if that's what she actually goes by, but that's her Instagram. Is
right,
Bunny
right.
XO or something like
that.
Yeah,
yeah.
And she's very like some of her shit. I don't. When I'm on TikTok, I don't go to people I follow. I scroll my For You page.
Yeah.
So, like, even if I'm following you, I ain't seeing your shit unless you pop up in my For You page.
Well, that's like that boy that you told me that you had told me to follow, and then I didn't remember who you were talking about, and it went back, and I was following him the whole time, but I never see his shit because he's not my For You page.
Yeah, so a lot of times I don't even, like, follow people because I feel like I'll see I'm better off seeing their shit if it just pops up. But whenever I see her pop up on my For You page, she's always, like, very, like, not stern. That's not the word I'm looking for. Where, like, she's just very truthful and honest. You know what I mean? And, like, telling it like it is, I guess.
Got a good vibe from her.
Yeah. And they're very open about their past and where they came from.
Yeah. And that's cool.
Yeah. But,
what else? We had other stuff. We were going to talk about
other stuff.
well, now that we're on drugs.
Oh, well, let's segue into all the fucking arrests that were made.
And good. Leave him alone. What is wrong with them?
I mean, one of the people that were arrested in this is literally dubbed the ketamine queen. Like, how the fuck does someone have that nickname and is just now arrested?
And like the text from the doctor that was like, let's see how much money we can get out of this moron, and
Yes.
like his assistant was just fucking shooting him up.
Yes.
Like, how could you do that to a human being?
Yes.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
I don't fucking know. And then the assistant like gave him a bunch, like supposedly Matthew Perry said like, give me a full dose, or right, did it give me a big dose or something? Supposedly those were like his last words to his assistant. And so the assistant then like gives him God knows how much fucking ketamine and then leaves him in the hot tub. Like, so not only like are you doing something you shouldn't be, like he didn't even have like a fucking he's not even like should be administering it, right? Like he's nobody, I know, in the sense
He's
of
not
like
a doctor, right?
Yeah. And then you're just gonna leave him, like you're not even gonna be there to watch him. I don't know. He pled guilty, the assistant. That was like 3 of them pled guilty, and then 2 pled non-guilty from what I read. And they were all doctors, so he was getting it from multiple people, or like one was, I don't fucking.
And I think either I read something or my cousin told me that they were like charging him like $12,000 for something that cost $12.
Oh, I didn't read that. That's,
And I didn't read this. I think that she
Yeah.
told me, so I don't know the exact numbers, but she said something like that because I was like, what the fuck?
yeah. Well, it makes sense with the text that was
Right,
sent.
right.
I did read that.
Like, I do believe it. Like, but I didn't. I'm pretty sure that my cousin told me that. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Honestly, I'm a little foggy. Like I said, I was doing my stuff, but
Yeah, that's
the writing thing, I like. That's what I mean. Like after I
Right,
said I was
no, I
doing
know.
my stuff, I'm like, no, I sound like I'm talking about drugs. No,
a little foggy from doing my stuff.
my stuff. But right, no, yeah. So like that's fucked up. You know what I mean? And like I know that like he had addiction problems his whole life, but like that doesn't make him a lesser person. That doesn't mean
Not
that
at
like
all.
you should be fucking taking advantage of him like that. Like it's so sad, and it's like that was what happened with
Fucked
like
up
Michael
people.
Jackson too. It
Yeah.
was like his fucking doctor killed him.
Yes.
And it's like I don't understand. Fucking Anna Nicole Smith.
Same.
You know what I mean? Like how do they keep getting away with this shit?
I don't fucking know. Because they've got the right. They're also giving it to people who are keeping them out of trouble.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It's just like this nasty full circle, right? Like,
how many judges and lawyers do they have in their fucking pockets that they're also shooting
But
up or whatever?
okay, so this may be like stupid, but I didn't actually look up like what ketamine was. Is it
It's like a horse tranquilizer or something.
But like, what are they taking it for to begin with? Is that what's supposed to be getting them off drugs?
What is
Like, is it one
ketamine
of those
for?
things that are used? Because how are you even prescribing that to a human to begin with? If it's a horse tranquilizer, do they use it to like, you know what is that when they use there's like a drug to get you off drugs?
Oh, you're talking about like methadone.
Is that what it is?
So methadone is for like crystal meth and stuff, right? Like so like if you're like on like that kind of shit, you can get like methadone, and then but then you're still on fucking methadone.
Right, like it's a drug to get you off drugs.
What is ketamine? What is ketamine used for? Ketamine. It's injectable, short-acting anesthetic for use in humans and animals. It's referred to as a dissociative anesthetic because it makes patients feel detached from their pain and environment. Ketamine can induce a state of sedation, feeling calm and relaxed, immobility, relief from pain, and amnesia. No memory of events while under the influence of the drug. So this is a blackout drug.
So you don't remember anything when you have? Why the fuck do you want that? Why are we?
Well, so like if you have like deep-seated trauma that you can't get out of your head, you know what I mean? I think it's the same reason anybody does any drugs, right? Like you use heroin because you can't get past whatever.
But why are we prescribing that to people?
What is its origin? Produced commercially in a number of countries, including the United States. Most of the ketamine illegally distributed in the United States is diverted or stolen from legitimate sources, particularly vet clinics smuggled in from Mexico. Distribution typically occurs among friends and acquaintances, most often at raves, nightclubs, and private parties. Street sales of ketamine are rare.
Yeah, I'm just curious why like doctors are prescribing it to begin with. Like, what is it used? What is it? Its intended. What do they call that? Like label use.
Since the 1970s, ketamine has been marketed in the United States as an injectable, short-acting anesthetic for use in humans and animals. You already told us that. In 1999, ketamine, including its salts, isomers, and salts of isomers, became a Schedule III non-narcotic substance under the Controlled Substances Act. It currently has accepted medical uses for short-term sedation and anesthesia. In addition, in 2019, FDA approved the S plus I don't know what that means, of ketamine, S-ketamine, nasal spray version, Spravato, trademarked, for treatment-resistant depression that is only available at a certified doctor's office or clinic. Ketamine has the potential for abuse, which may lead to moderate or low physical dependence or high psychological dependence.
So we're not actually supposed to be prescribing that to patients.
No, it doesn't sound like it at all.
Not at all.
No.
Like, that's supposed to be used in a doctor's office.
Yeah, no, probably not your hot tub.
Not sent home in vials to be shot up by your assistant.
Right, and, like, it says right here that, like you're not going to know what you're doing if you're on it. So, like, why the fuck would you be left alone in your hot tub?
Yeah, all those people should definitely be charged with murder.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I hope you all right.
And, like, maybe let's stop taking that.
Yeah. Maybe we don't need horse
Sorry, I know
tranquilizers.
it's not that easy. I don't say that lightly. I know, like, that's not that easy to, like, fight a drug addiction.
Right, but,
But it would help if you had people around you that were trying to help you and not hurt you.
And not, like, injecting it into you and then leaving you in the hot tub, right? Or at least, like, don't leave people in the hot tub after you inject them with your fucking horse tranquilizers.
Right.
Weirdos.
Right. Fuck, man.
Yeah. Well, rest in peace. Jinx. Rest in peace, Matthew
Really,
Perry.
though. Like, that's so fucking terrible.
So terrible. We love you, Chandler.
Yeah.
Fuck your doctor.
Yeah. May they get full fucking life sentences.
Yes.
Okay, well, moving on.
Moving
I guess.
on.
Like, I don't know.
I know, I don't want to move on, but I don't have anything else to say. I'm just going to get, like, sad.
But, yeah.
Right. We're just going to get depressed and
said
need some ketamine for ourselves.
Said all we wanted or needed to say on that subject.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, and let's stop shooting up ketamine.
And let's stop shooting people up with drugs and leaving them in hot tubs. That doesn't seem like a hard ask.
A great idea. So I have, like, this really funny thing that came up on my Facebook today that I wanted to tell you about.
Okay.
Because it's so funny. This is the Bonehead story of the day. No, that's like Bobby Bones.
Bobby Bones, yeah.
But these people are boneheads. This should be on the Bonehead story of the day.
Okay, it'll be on our Bonehead story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know. You know, like, when you're scrolling on Facebook and, like, random things from random pages that you don't follow and have absolutely no fucking idea why it's even being shown to you show up on your Facebook?
Right, because somebody that you met 15 years ago and added on Facebook liked it, so now you gotta
I don't know,
fucking see
maybe,
it.
but, like, this is from a restaurant that I actually don't even fucking know, like, where this restaurant exists in the world.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. And it just, like, came up as through my feed, but it says, Dine and Dashers, hello. If anyone knows who this couple is, please tell them they ran too fast out the door that they forgot to pay their tab. Okay, whatever. They're posting about a Dine and Dasher. That's a normal Facebook post, in a sense. It happens at restaurants, right? But what's not fucking normal is, you know, the restaurants where, like, when you go there, they, like, take a picture of your table, and then you get, like, the printout of the picture, and it has, like, the restaurant's logo in the corner. Well, that happens at the restaurant that these Dine and Dashers dashed on. So they got their picture taken.
That's so stupid. What a lot of morons.
I wasn't showing it to the screen. Left their picture with the fucking restaurant.
Shit, I would have took my picture, you
and
morons.
then dashed. So now we have fucking photo evidence.
That is so stupid.
Clear as day picture. We don't
have
to,
like,
we don't have
you
to
could very easily, like, that's not a, like, security camera. Like, that's real fucking clear who that is.
Yeah, we don't have to rely on the grainy ass security camera. This is just, like, you smiling in the fucking camera.
That is so stupid.
And then dashed on your fucking meal. You fucking boneheads.
That is really good.
You're a bonehead to, like, be dashing on your food anyways. Don't fucking do that. Because, listen, a little tidbit for people who may have never worked in a restaurant. Not sure if we've ever said this before. But there are restaurants, the one I work at included, that when you run out on a tab, the restaurant's not eating that fucking bill. You know who's eating that bill? The server. I think we did say this before.
I don't know. I think we talked about tips.
No, because remember when I went to Key West, and maybe we didn't say it on air, I don't know, but when I went to Key West, the guy sat down at our table and said that the table next to him just ran out on their bill and that he had to foot the bill.
Oh, maybe
and that had to have been like a fucking $300 bill. There's no fucking way. It was like a 12 top, and down there, that shit's expensive.
Probably more than that, or fucking 12
so like we were like, I think we did say it, and then you were like, what if he just said that to get you guys to tip him better? And I was like, oh, someone at the table said that too, but did I say that? I feel like that happened.
Because it's happened to me before, so I don't feel like I would say that.
Oh. Maybe it wasn't.
Because, like, it's like I had it happen to me on my fucking birthday.
Someone ran out on you?
A table. They each ordered apps, and that should have been my fucking clue. And then after their apps, before their food came, they fucking left. And it was my goddamn birthday, and I had to cover the fucking
The
tab.
fucking tab, yeah. Like, it's fucked up.
Four
Sometimes,
apps, 4 entrees, drinks,
so
everything.
fucked up. Sometimes restaurants will, like, discount it. So, well, not all restaurant makes the server pay, but
no, and they did discount it half. I only had to pay half.
It's very common practice.
I only had to pay half, but
right.
still.
And they'll
still not
like
okay.
They'll discount it at least so that you just have to pay cost or whatever. Which I think it's fucked up to begin with. Like, I think that that's not on the fucking server because there's a million fucking people that I guess it's on the server.
You should be watching your table, blah, blah, blah.
That's their mindset, is that you should be watching your table. You should be knowing
how much they be running food. Because
like,
that's what happened. I was running food when it happened.
There's so many other things that, like, you're required to do as a server, not just standing over your fucking your section. Because they'll also yell at you if there's food in the window that needs to be run, or bus jobs, tables that need to be bussed, or people at the front, like, or you're in the back putting in an order for a fucking table. You're getting drinks or whatever, changing a fucking Coke. There's so many opportunities.
Someone's got to get ice.
That, like, yeah, someone's got to get ice that you're not around. And, like, where I work, it's fucking all open. There's not really a door at our restaurant. Like, it's four fucking non-walls.
Right.
So, like, it's so easy for someone to just, like, walk out, you know? So, I don't agree with the practice, but I don't own a restaurant, and it's pretty common practice. So, if you dine and dash, it's not on the fucking restaurant owner that's making oodles of money. It's on the server that's just trying to fucking buy groceries. So don't be an asshole. If you can't pay and you can't tip, buy your own groceries so that the servers can buy their groceries.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's how it happened to me too. It was outside. It was at the Fridays. It was like a table that was outside, and like I went inside to run food and came back and they were fucking gone. And like I can't stay outside the whole time. I have tables inside. I have food to run. I have like to get them drinks. Whoever, right? And then one time at the Fridays, it was the Fridays in South Beach. This girl. She was really funny. She was this tiny little girl, but she was like, fucking, she'll fight you. And this table, they were sitting outside, and these people, a car pulled up, and they literally got in the car, but they took their plate, like pasta, with them, and she got in the car with them and took the plate back.
Oh my God.
And then she stayed there until like the manager called the cops in the car, and the manager was like, you can't, and we would. Sometimes we go get in trouble too for like chasing people down, like because you can't do that. That's dangerous. Or like one time, this girl Jenny, it was like a scene out of Friday. So she had like the beach cruiser bike, and like we can see her, and her table ran out, and she grabbed her bike, and she's like fucking going after them.
So funny.
It was so good. And then the one time that I got in a fight with a customer was also a walkout, and it was also Jenny's table. It was like Memorial Day weekend, which like in Miami, I know I've said this before, it's insane. Yeah. And everybody knows. Yeah. Miami's over knows. Memorial Day weekend.
They're like trying to cancel it down there.
Yeah, like they're not even letting y'all come anymore. But it was like Memorial Day weekend, and Jenny knew that this table was going to leave. She knew it. And she told me, she was like, I'm going to go get the manager. I know they're going to walk out. Like, they haven't paid, and it's like they're done. They're going to walk out. And she was like, can you keep an eye on them? So I was like kind of standing by the door, and sure enough, they got up and they tried to walk out. And so I moved to the front of the door. And like, obviously, like I'm 5 foot tall. At the time, I weighed maybe 115. I was very small. And this woman grabbed me by my neck. It was a very big person, and like choked me up on the wall, and I uppercut her.
Oh my God. I don't think I've ever heard that story.
Yeah, it was a really good time.
Fuck.
So I uppercut her, and then obviously like, so we had just, thank fucking God, we had just gotten cameras. So this is like 2013. Like restaurants didn't have cameras before that. We had just gotten cameras put in right before Memorial Day fucking weekend, because we always had a bunch of walkouts. With like the outside too. Like the outside is, like I said, so it's crazy down there. So the camera was right at the door. And like the police are across the street on their fucking 4-wheelers. The beach police hang out on their 4-wheelers during Memorial Day.
Right.
So they come right over and everything's getting handled. And then I am like, okay, well, on my stat, what's my table? And then my manager was like, no, we have to review tapes. You might be getting arrested. You uppercut a customer. And I was like, but I was in a chokehold. So what do you want me to do? And then sure enough, there was video footage, and I was in a chokehold when I hit her. And then they just let me like continue to take tables.
Did they arrest her?
Yeah. She went to jail. Yeah, she absolutely. She was like a very big woman and just grabbed me by the fucking neck.
Oh my God.
And like honestly, it was all like adrenaline. So like I'm like told the story. Like I remember her grabbing me, and then I remember, like, the aftermath and, like, trying to, like, go take a table, and the manager, and Ken Nossi, he was the manager, he was like, no, we don't we don't know if you're going to jail or not. I was like, well,
Like, well, I better not be.
can I go smoke a cigarette then?
Yeah.
And then when I came back from smoking, they were like, okay, you're sat. We reviewed the footage.
Oh my God.
Cool. So don't walk out on your table.
Yeah, please don't walk out on your table.
Because we can't fight all of you. And you're not supposed to do that.
No. Pay for your fucking food. I don't want to. I barely want to pay for my own food.
Right. Right.
I'll be stealing French fries. No, so I don't have to pay for my own food.
Right.
No, don't do that.
Hypothetically. We'd be stealing French fries. Hypothetically, I used to hang out in the line and just eat fried shrimp.
Hypothetically.
And then this fry cook was like, you're going to get iodine poisoning. I was like, probably fucking not. I do this every day. Hypothetically. Don't come after me, TGI Fridays.
I had a fucking, speaking of like, I don't know, server stories, I guess. I had a fucking table today that it was like, there are two older men. They come in for lunch quite often. And so I know what they want to drink, right? And
right.
But sometimes you guys hear me on here, like sometimes my brain fails me. So I walk up to them and I'm like, hey guys, whatever, it's a water and a Diet Coke, right? And they're like, yeah, good job. And I was like, sometimes I get it right, but sometimes my brain fails me. And he was like, well, you are a woman. And I was like, excuse me? I don't know. I didn't even know what to say. Like, I was like, and then they like get soup, and then I tried to walk away to like,
fuck you,
gather myself, to be like to not, and then like they ordered their food, like they wouldn't let me walk away, like order their food at the same time, but I was like, did he really just fucking say that?
The audacity of these penis people. Yeah,
like,
that's
what?
Not okay.
What makes people like, and it's always the fucking old men. I'm sorry, but it is.
Oh, they're terrible. They're so fucking terrible.
Literally. Like, what made that person think that they could say that?
Like, that's really fucked up. And, like, here's the thing. Here's a hot tip, too. So I'm sure that Kim is above this and that she didn't do anything, but you shouldn't act like that to the people that handle your food.
Right. Right.
It's just not a good mood. Kim's a better person than that.
Yeah.
But if you had caught me in the wrong mood, I might have put something in your soup. Hypothetically, of course. Hypothetically.
Yeah, it was a really fucked up thing to say.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Let's not. Like, what the fuck? I was being nice, too. Like, fuck you.
All right.
Now when he comes in, I'm just going to be like, what are y'all drinking? I'm not even going to pretend like I know.
I'm going to give you a regular Coke and tell you it's diet so you're sugar
well, then
spiked,
the motherfucker that was with him tried to doubt whether I gave him a Diet Coke. And I was like, he's like, is this Diet Coke? I'm like, it fucking should be. I don't
know. I'm just a woman.
I don't know. Like, you ordered a Diet Coke. I made you a Diet Coke. So I'm going to guess that that's a Diet Coke. But am I going to try it? No. Does it not taste right? I'll get you a fucking Diet Coke. Like, I don't know. Like, is this a Diet Coke? Is that what you fucking ordered? Because that's what I made.
I can't tell the difference in sodas. I have a vagina. Poor me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so fucking rude and stupid.
So fucking stupid.
So fucking rude and stupid. One time I took my grandpa to the doctor and he was complaining about how his doctor was a woman, and so she was like so stupid because she's a woman, right? And like she messed up all his medications. But like he's 90 years old. I'm not about to argue with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, why don't you get a man doctor? And he was like, well, the last male doctor I had was a homosexual. Same thing.
Oh, my God.
And I just laughed because, again, I'm not fighting with you. Right. And everybody in the doctor's office looking at me like I'm an asshole for not correcting him. Like, he's an asshole, but I'm not fighting with a 90-year-old man here.
It's always the old men. Like, they just...
Old men are wild.
Yeah.
I used to hate... I would, like... and be places, right? And like you're like working on your phone. Like people don't understand working on your phone.
Right.
And I used to do I used to like play pool, right? And I would be like at this pool hall and I would go outside and like be smoking a cigarette by myself at a table on my phone. I used to be in real estate. I'd be like doing emails, whatever. I'm working, but I'm on my phone.
Yeah, people like have like it's really hard for people to understand that. Like when someone can work from their phone, they think that they're like just scrolling Instagram. You know what I mean? Or like,
and like even if I was
like you're not like there's no fucking way in their mind that like you're doing something productive if you're looking at your phone.
Right, right. But like even if I wasn't, like still like this is whatever.
Still.
Right, it's my time.
Right.
So you'd be like sitting there and then like it would be always an old man would come and sit down and then just start talking at me and then act like I'm fucking rude for not putting my phone on. Like, I'm talking to you. Why do you have your phone? I was already doing something on my fucking phone.
Like
I didn't tell you to come talk.
Yeah. Like I don't have to give you my attention.
No, that's the thing is like, no one is entitled to your attention. If I'm in the middle of doing something and you just come and sit in my fucking face, that doesn't mean that I have to stop what I'm doing and listen to your dumb ass.
Right. Like, yeah.
But no, you're right. People don't understand that like you're working on your phone. Like people really can't seem to understand that.
Or that like you could be in any sort of like thought if you're looking at your phone. Like sometimes I'm like trying to fucking curate and it's not work, but like I'm like in the middle of like a fucking thought process that I'm like writing down or something, and people like expect you to just immediately stop. Like you're not, I don't know, like they think if you're looking at your phone, like I just said, if you're looking at your phone, you can't be doing anything productive. You have to be just mindlessly scrolling TikTok.
And like you just said, like, so you're in the middle of a thought, and you think like, so like texting even, you know what I mean? Right. So like, if I'm texting someone, I'm in the middle of a conversation. What makes you in my face? What makes your conversation superior to one that I'm already in? If you were in my face and I stopped talking to you to talk to my phone, that would be rude. So why isn't it not rude the other way around? If I'm in the middle of a text, I shouldn't have to ignore that because you came into my fucking face.
Right. Yeah.
Respect people's phones.
Just fucking respect people.
Maybe. Right. Just let people do what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, and
don't think that you can tell them not to. It's so weird. I can't believe it.
No, that's fucked up when you're a woman. Fuck you.
Fuck you, old man.
I am a woman, but better person than you.
Right. You don't assume people's fucking intelligence based on what's in between their fucking legs, you weirdo. That's just a really, you know what I mean? That's such a weird fucking thing.
You know, that's going to be my quote. The post I make on Mondays, that's where I'm going to put my
put it in your phone now so you remember. You're going to text me on Monday.
Say it again.
Oh, what did I say? You can't base you can't base people's intelligence on what's in between their legs. There you go. Write that down now because I forget about it. But honestly, it's stupid.
I'm literally writing that down right now.
Actually do it, because if not, you're going to text me on Monday and ask
Listen,
me what it was.
I'm on my phone doing something important right now. Please don't interrupt. I've got a thought process I need to put down. You can.
I'm going to respect your time with your phone.
Thank you. Hold, please. I forgot what it was.
That's my wait music.
You can't.
Base people's intelligence on what's between their legs.
So fucked up, but it's funny.
Now I just choked myself on ice.
I got
it. Your phone time.
Back to you in real life. All right. I don't know. I think we're actually.
Yeah. Where are we at?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're at almost an hour.
On that note,
we'll let y'all go
with that amazing quote.
Yeah, we could have just.
We will.
We'll talk.
Call it a week. Yep.
All right.
Thanks for being here. Peace out. K-Town down.